तो आप देख लीजिए, इधर है अर्नब गोस्वामी को स्टार किसने बनाया? टाइम्स नाउ ने। ठीक है ना? अभी भी अगर आप राइट विंग चैनल देखोगे, वो तो नविका और राहुल टाइम्स नाउ चलाते हैं, विच इज कॉन्स्टेंटली वन ऑफ द टॉप 2 चैनल्स इन इंडिया, नो, दैट एंड रिपब्लिक। ठीक है। फिर इनका ये क्या होता है, दे ऑल्सो कीप पीपल लाइक पागलिका ऑन दी टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया एडिटर। ठीक है ना? The same Pagalika, incidentally, a shameless woman, she sexually harassed my lawyer, Raghav Avasthi, telling him that, he was filling condoms with his own semen and hurling it at people.
The hell?
Oh, yeah, she did. She openly did that.
What?
Absolute piece of trash, that woman.
To make, man. The hell is that?
No, it's there on Twitter. It's there on Twitter. Go check it out.
ये वो होली
My
का
lawyer
कुछ
Raghav
incident
Avasthi.
That holy related.
हाँ,
okay.
होली का incident, you
ऐसे ही कर
remember?
रहा है क्या? That's just what he does in his spare
No.
time.
This piece of shit, she accused my lawyer of saying, because some girls had complained that boys were throwing semen-filled balloons at them during Holi. She said, "Oh, you naughty boy! It was you, weren't you? You were filling all your load into those and throwing it at women."
Oh my God.
This is the piece of trash that she is.
Yeah.
2 टके की गंदगी है ये. Now, this woman was the one who is retained by Times of India for attacking the government as and when they want. ठीक है ना? फिर ये मिरर नाउ चलाते हैं.
अरे हाँ, of course.
Okay, to attack it from some other angle.
Yeah.
ठीक है ना? तो they play all sides of the game. Now, Radio Mirchi is one part of this empire. अब तुम मेरे को बताओ, यही लोग जो हाँ तो, and now she's been forced to remove Radio Mirchi from her this thing, because first it was Mirchi Saima, remember?
Now it's just RJ Saima.
Now it's just RJ Saima.
Yeah.
ठीक है ना? But mind you, she's never got any disciplinary notice from Times or anything like that for pulling off this shit. ठीक है ना? So all the people who will jump to Times of India's defense or Times Now's defense, while the other set will keep saying Times Now, Bika Hua Media, Godi Media, this, that. And mind you, the same woman will also tweet those things about Times Now and things like that.
Yeah.
ठीक है ना? तो ये Jain brothers keep playing this game very adroitly. Jain brothers का क्या है? वो सभी को चूतिया बनाते हैं. ठीक है ना? उनका बिजनेस ही चूतिया बिजनेस है. वो सभी playing all sides, because see, their main money comes from things like Jungly Pictures or Jungly Productions or whatever it is. It's the movie making house or whatever it is, right?
Okay.
So they own that and 1 or 2 other businesses. That is where most of the money comes from. And this is done for all the social ticking and, to accommodate all their socialite friends and this and that and all that blah blah nonsense. ठीक है ना? अब ये पूछो, are you, it's one thing, saying, oh, ये देखो मिर्ची साइमा ने ये कर दिया, oh, पागलिका ने ये कर दिया. Now the problem here in all of this is, are you willing to make the Jain brothers face the consequences? तुम तो करोगे नहीं. ठीक है? Because if ministers won't give access to, say, Economic Times or Times of India because Pagalika is somewhere there, will they stop going to Times Now also, which does which is supposedly Godi Media?
Yeah. But they won't, of course. Yeah.
Of course they won't. Of course they won't. Did you ever see Times of India even issue any kind of क्या कहते हैं, condemnation for anything that that woman did? I've got somebody at the door. I've got to go.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'll be back in 1 minute. Huh?
Yeah,
till then,
Kushal,
then
we'll talk about it till then. But that's the question you've asked, Kushal. That's a very legitimate question, and that's the question that needs to be asked. कि भाई ये सब लोगों के हिसाब से there's this collective amnesia in a part of Indian society जहां पर सारी प्रॉब्लम इंडिया की जो शुरू हुई है वो राम मंदिर या जो कार सेवा राम मंदिर से रिलेटेड हुई थी, सारी प्रॉब्लम उससे शुरू हुई है। कम्युनल पॉलिटिक्स का जन्म उस दिन हुआ है। हिंदू मुस्लिम्स के बीच में जो दरारें पैदा हुई है वो उस दिन से पैदा हुई हैं। लाइक यू सेड योरसेल्फ, शाह बानो के केस में कुछ दरारें नहीं आई। आर्टिकल 370 जब जबरदस्ती कश्मीर को दिया गया, कोई दरारें नहीं आई। भैया जब आर्टिकल 29 और 30 कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में घुसाए गए कि आप एजुकेशनल कल्चरल इंस्टीट्यूशंस को ज्यादा अधिकार दो, तब दरारें नहीं आई। इतने सारे मंदिर टूट रखे हैं पहले से, तब दरारें नहीं आई। एक बाबरी के टूटने से दरारें आएगी, विच मीन्स कि हमारे देश के मुसलमान, कुछ मुसलमान हमें ये कहने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि हमारा एक बाबरी तुम्हारे हजारों साले घटिया मंदिरों से कहीं ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है। Isn't that what they're trying to say at the end of the day?
No, they are not trying to say that. They are trying to say we don't care about your worldview, and what we care about is how we look at the subject. So they look at this subject from a majoritarianism worldview. So if you remember recently, something very interesting had happened on Twitter. Kavita Krishnan, to make her point about her majoritarianism worldview, उसने बोला कि minorities are attacked under in Pakistan also, and in India also. That's why so she was trying to be consistent in her anti-majoritarianism worldview, and this is my biggest problem with this entire gang. See, it is all good with talking about individuals, but until and unless you don't understand their worldview, you cannot criticize it. Their worldview, see, their understanding of secularism is very lopsided. See, as far as I'm concerned, individuals can't be secular. The state has to be secular. And I just want the state to treat everybody as an individual. Yes, there are exceptions, like in the case of positive discrimination of reservations and stuff like that. And I totally understand that. Those are historical reasons. But by and large, secularism means the state will treat every individual person as a single unit. Indian state does not do that.
Yeah.
These people keep talking about secularism. India is not a secular state. India was never a secular state. India is a left-wing authoritarian state. Let us call it what it is. The problem with this lot is that they are trying to impose a particular ideological worldview that stems from a majoritarianism, minoritarianism matrix, where the minority needs to have special protections, otherwise the majority will eat them up. And in that so that is why the misogyny in the Muslim Samaj does not matter, because misogyny stems from Brahminical misogyny. Everything stems from Brahminism. Everything. Even the ailments of the other side stem from there. Imagine ye karo ki abhi, see how twisted the worldview is, that they justify the hijab. Right? Feminism in India is a handle on Twitter says hijab gives you freedom. उनको किस कुत्ते ने पागल, वो भी खुजली वाले ने काटा है, पता नहीं. आई एम सॉरी टू से, आई नो अभिजीत विल गेट मैड, मैंने सिर्फ इसको कोलोकियली यूज किया है. मगर पॉइंट ये है कि दे आर सो क्रेजी, दे यूज स्टूपिड लॉजिक. आई मीन, if they see, their worldview is because they are a minority, they need safe spaces. Safe spaces. So our job has to be that we need to tell. Luckily, look, see, the good part about this is, I don't know what you and Abhijit think about this. Luckily, the good part about this is most people have common sense. Like when you say hijab is a moment of celebration, most people in this society will be like, कौन सा गांजा मारते हो भाई? Most people will be like. तो अभी मैं कल का एग्जांपल देता हूँ. बहुत दुख हुआ, जो भी देखो सबको दुख होएगा. अभिजीत को भी हुआ. अभिजीत ने भी ट्वीट किया उसके बारे में कि what kind of a scum do you have in this country that celebrate the death of an army chief. अभिजीत ने बड़ा ओपनली बोला इसके बारे में. मगर पॉइंट ये है कि फिर ट्विटर में वही शुरू हो गया. हम ट्विटर के कुछ एग्जांपल्स को हमारी सोसाइटी के ऊपर एक्सट्रापोलेट नहीं कर सकते हैं. सोसाइटी कैसी थी? तमिलनाडु में आज वो कैरावैन जा रहा था, लोग फूल झड़ रहे थे उसके ऊपर. वो इंडिया है. मोस्ट पीपल विल रिजेक्ट दिस हॉर्स शिट, व्हिच इज व्हाई मैं बोलता हूं ना, अभिजीत वो स्पॉट ऑन व्हेन ही सेड कि साला बीजेपी को कुछ करना क्या पड़ता है, ये लोग रोज आके टट्टी करते हैं हर जगह पे. और बीजेपी को बस बोलो, बस बोलो. हमको कुछ इमेजिन, बीजेपी को एट अ पॉलिसी फ्रंट कुछ करना नहीं पड़ता है, क्योंकि ये लोग इतने मंदबुद्धि हैं.
Just to offer a small rebuttal to that.
One second. Just quickly. See, one of the names of the BJP chose its symbol, the lotus, very wisely. One of the words for the lotus in Sanskrit is Pankaja. Panka means crap. Aja is born. So it is born of crap. So the more you remember, all lotuses are born in
Uh,
shit ponds.
yeah,
Okay, and yet
in
they
mud
emerge
ponds. Yeah.
pristine.
Yes.
So इसका क्या होता है? It is actually a metaphor for the BJP कि ये सब टट्टी वाले लोग आके टट्टी मारते जाते हैं, मारते जाते हैं, और इस पॉन्ड का फर्टिलिटी
बीजेपी
इंक्रीज
का
होते
भला
रहता
होता
है,
रहता है.
इंक्रीज होते रहता है, और ज्यादा पंकज के फूल उगते जाते हैं, अजते जाते हैं, अजते जाते हैं.
Yeah.
ठीक है ना? So
Yeah.
remember, the lotus is born of the muck of Pagalika and Sayamai and Rana Ayub and people like that. They are the fertilizer that leads to the lotus to bloom.
Yes. That's true.
Remember that word. Remember that word, Pankaja.
Yeah. But you're right that, this is not how India generally thinks. But at the same time, I feel like there is a fault line in India that keeps getting exposed every time something like this happens. That fault line got exposed during CAA when people were marching on the streets saying La ilaha illallah, Jinnah wali azadi, and naam rahega sirf Allah ka, but sare hataye jayenge. We saw that fault line emerge when we saw during the farmers' protests as well. Again, emphasizing that it was not all farmers, but at the same time, certain groups of farmers were happy to display Bhindranwale's photo, his flag, happy to take support from openly avowed Khalistani organizations. And again, we saw those fault lines getting exposed, maybe to a much smaller extent with what happened with the abuse that General Rawat got. But there is a fault line, that we can't really ignore, that keeps getting exposed. थोड़ा सा भी भारत में थोड़ा सा भी earthquake आता है तो वो fault line तुरंत निकल के बाहर आ जाती है.
बट देखो, ये जो लोग जो इसकी जो जनरल रावत के बारे में पता नहीं क्या अंशंट बके जा रहे हैं. सी, आई कंप्लीटली अंडरस्टैंड दैट व्हेन यू run an organization like the army or the CDS, you are going to have a lot of people who do not like you. Okay, that is naturally any organization. No, I don't think there's any individual who is loved universally by everybody. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Now, the problem here is the same people who tell us that comedy can't be about punching down have no problems attacking a dead man who is not around to defend himself. ये पंचिंग डाउन नहीं है. एक लाश पे थूक मारना पंचिंग डाउन नहीं है. पर एक टट्टी मुखी कॉमेडियन पे जोक उड़ाना पंचिंग डाउन है.
पंचिंग डाउन हो गया.
आपने कभी टट्टी को ऊपर जाते हुए देखा है? वो बस टॉयलेट के अंदर ऊपर आके ये होता है,
फ्लोट करता
नहीं
रहता
तो फिर ये सब टट्टी मुखिया नीचे ही तो जाते हैं ना.
I mean,
so
the same thing happened
there
with
is that fundamental contradiction.
No, I just wanted to add a point that, look, I'm not saying these people don't exist in society. I am saying they are not the society. They are not the representation of the society. Look, what we have to constantly remind us is that before 2008-9, when social media came into foray, we were not exposed to this level of information. Now, what has happened is that because we are exposed to so much information as human beings, and the way the algorithm is designed, that it is designed to gather your attention, and negativity by default gets you more attention than positive news, right? I mean, you're not going to get news in the morning and somebody says, what a nice day, nothing is happening. Nobody's going to watch that. You're going to only watch that, oh, look at that cat stuck in the gutter, or look at that pigeon getting hit if you're a small town, or if you're a big city, look at that road rage accident. You're not going to get eyeballs. So often people mistake what happens on social media. Look, you could literally, if you patiently waited for a day, you could have done a count of the morons who are behaving like this on social media. And look at the condemnation they received from every side. People were like, are you crazy? And see, there is one institution in India that tends to have a lot of respect, is the armed forces. Otherwise, most institutions in India have totally lost respect, but armed forces still carry some thoda bahut respect. And you see that when you are part of ekdam apolitical WhatsApp groups,
Hmm.
many WhatsApp groups, and there people start talking and they feel bad, and then they get angry that look at these people, celebrating the CDS ka death and all that. So where the people are, and
Hmm.
we should have some level of faith. But let's see,
Hmm.
abhi theek hai, kya karte hain?
I feel like the only issue there is ki, in the sense, you're right that this is a small voice, but the problem with some of these voices on the fault lines that I talked about is कि भले ही इनकी voices छोटी हों, लेकिन इनकी voices को amplify करने के लिए generally बहुत लोग खड़े रहते हैं. And you have news organizations, you have civil society organizations, journalists, commentators, intellectuals who are often have shown themselves to be more than willing to amplify these fault lines, amplify these voices that otherwise would have a much smaller footprint than they have in an instance like CAA, जहां पर भाई बड़े बड़े इंटेलेक्चुअल्स जाके इनके साथ ला इला इल्लेला चिल्ला रहे हैं या फिर बुत हटाएंगे चिल्ला रहे हैं. That's where the problem lies, right? कि इनको आवाज भले ही छोटी हो बट एम्पलीफाई करने के लिए बहुत लोग खड़े. I feel like that's where the
बिल्कुल.
problem is.
See,
Yeah.
that is, remember, toxicity when it comes from their side is celebrated.
Yeah.
Okay. The more toxic you are, the more you are incentivized to, your toxicity is passed off as intellect.
Yeah.
Okay. So, for example, anybody who's even spoken to 2 minutes to Pagalika, you can't, for the life of you, get how you got a Rhodes Scholarship. Okay, na? Now, if she was genuinely anti-colonialist, she should have declined a Rhodes Scholarship named after Sir Cecil Rhodes, who was the biggest arch-colonialist around. पर ये मैडम colonialist के नाम पे ये लेंगी, फिर बनेंगी मैं एंटी कॉलोनियलिस्ट हूं, लोगों को ब्लेटेंटली सेक्सुअली हरास करेंगी, बोलेंगी बेटा तो अपना सीमेंट भरा कॉन्डम औरतों पे फेंक रहा है. और ये मैडम, ये मोहतरमा होस्ट हैं जयपुर लिट फेस्ट की, कहीं पैनल्स होस्ट करती हैं. व्हाट डू यू डू? You have somebody like, say, Ram Guha, who dismisses, if you read his book, he dismisses the entire incarceration, the only really racist thing the Indian government has ever done, the incarceration of Chinese Indians during the 1962 war, as zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Tell me, in 1962, after you know what happened to the Japanese Americans and German Americans, mostly Japanese, not so much German Americans. Remember, Nimitz was a German American. Nimitz is a German name. Admiral Chester Nimitz, who led the Pacific Fleet. They were incarcerated and thrown in jail during the Second World War. You duplicate the same process in India, but it is zeitgeist. ठीक है, ये क्या बकवास है? So there's a whole system that incentivizes it. And like I said, there is no way you can get rid of this because the BJP thrives on it.
Yeah.
The condition for the lotus blooming is the more shit you put into the pond.
Yeah, that's
now the problem is for so the problem now is for everybody who lives around the pond. क्योंकि उस पॉन्ड, एक तो वो लोटस का जो ब्लूम का जो सुंदरता है वो देखना है, पर आप वो जो टट्टी की बदबू आ रही है उस पॉन्ड से, वो आप बर्दाश्त नहीं कर सकते हैं, तो आप क्या करेंगे? पर आपको लोटस का ब्लूम भी देखना है.
Speaking of badbu, look at this segue. Check out this segue. Speaking of badbu, I want to talk about the badbu of certain comments that have come to light recently, which is incidentally our main topic of the day. And so look, we want to focus, and Kushal and I were talking about this before, that what we want to do is we want to focus on the content of the comments that have been made, and ये किस ideology से inspire होके ये content हमारे आ रहे हैं. The reason I feel like this content needs to be talked about is because, the gentleman making the contents, Justice Chandrachud, he's in line to become the Chief Justice of India. And what the Chief Justice of India thinks, what kind of beliefs the Chief Justice of India has, become of great importance, depending on what kind of causes go up to him for decision in the future. So he made a comment at, I think, speaking at the B.R. Ambedkar Memorial Lecture. He said elite castes must break free from the past and confer respect onto the marginalized. He said castelessness is a privilege only the upper castes can afford. A similar analysis holds true for India, where castelessness is a privilege that the upper caste can afford because their caste privilege has already translated into social, political, and economic capital. On the other hand, individuals who belong to the lower caste have to retain their caste identity in order to reclaim the benefits of measures such as reservation, which are in themselves a recognition of a historic harm. He also say, while the professional achievements of upper caste individuals are enough to wash away their caste identity, this can never be true for lower caste individuals. He said that about members of marginalized sections of society, their struggles, loss of agency, and personhood. He said that while we gave ourselves a constitution 72 years ago, it was only in 2005 that women by birth became a parsoner in their own right, and it was only in 2018 that homosexuality was decriminalized. So basically, these are comments that, we've heard. Not, this is the first time we've heard them from maybe Justice Chandrachud or maybe like a high-ranking judge in India, but these are comments that are familiar to people who have been following culture for the past 10 years at least. These are very familiar comments. And when you hear these comments, and Kushal and I talked about it on the Patreon podcast, and I want to get Abhijit's view on this. These kinds of comments that, this privilege which exists, and everything that happens in India, every interaction that happens between people, whether it's in profession, whether it's in society, is based around privilege and oppression. These kinds of comments are eerily familiar to the comments that we've heard coming from America in the last, 10 years or something. And they're eerily reminiscent of concepts like critical race theory and postmodernism, which have become the vogue in American universities. And we are now seeing that it's infiltrated the highest echelons of our courts, and it's already infected politics to a large extent. So how worried are you at comments like these, and what do you make of them, Abhijit?
See, I'm not particularly worried about these comments because, Indians have always been chimpanzees. I think it's been, almost 2,500 years since we actually wrote an original book in this country. I think the last treatise on governance was Chanakya, Chanakya's Arthashastra. And since then, we've written literally nothing worthwhile on governance. ठीक है ना? तब से हम बंदरों की तरह सबसे कॉपी करते रहे हैं, whether it suits us or not. Yeah. Now, my thing here is very simple. Justice Chandrachud is a Deshastha Rigvedi Brahman. Okay. Yeah. He's the son of Justice Y.V. Chandrachud, who is the longest serving Chief Justice of the Indian Union. I want reservation equivalent to educational reservation brought in the judiciary, especially in the Supreme Court right now, and especially the Chief Justice must be appointed as per reservation criteria. Okay, so every one Chief Justice can be on the open criteria, but for every one Chief Justice on the open criteria, out of the remaining 4, 2 must be OBC and 2 must be SC/ST. Yeah. Okay. Now, what better way of talking about privilege than for Justice Chandrachud to give up his own privilege? I think he should offer not to become the Chief Justice of India when his term at seniority comes, and he should willingly accept the elevation of a Dalit judge from any of the high courts right now to automatically become the Chief Justice in lieu of him.
Yeah.
Okay. Until he does that, I can't believe that this is anything more than pointless lip service and posturing.
Yeah. What I notice here, there's a trend here that I've noticed is what Justice Chandrachud has done. I feel like is something that I don't know how many people know what the lady that plays Captain Marvel in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, whatever her name is, I forgot what her name is, but the lady that plays Captain Marvel, she's a white blonde woman. She, before the movie was released, was coming out, this movie has not been made for white men. I don't need white men to watch this movie or review this movie because they have privilege. I want black women of color to come and watch this movie. She started some GoFundMe so that black girls could go and watch Captain Marvel or something like that. And
Yeah,
she's
but not offer the role itself.
That's yahi to main bol raha hu ki she never came out once. Not once did she come out and say ki I am going to step down in favor of, because I have white privilege. Brie Larson, there we go. Brie Larson never came out and said, I'm going to step down because I have white privilege. I want this role to be given to a black, lesbian, Muslim woman. That's who should play the next role of Captain Marvel. I'm not going to, but she's playing the role. She's coming back for all of the sequels. She's making all of the money. And then she's turning around and telling people, aapko white privilege hai, go fuck off. And I feel
Absolutely.
like that.
So this is where
there's not. Yeah, go ahead.
So here's the thing. I salute Justice Chandrachud for his statement saying he will not accept the position of Chief Justice and that it will go to a lesbian Muslim Dalit. Sorry, a transsexual Muslim Dalit judge.
Basically, khali rahega.
Great.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure you can find someone. I mean, imagine you're Muslim. You must be Sunni because Sunnis are at the bottom of the ladder. Transsexuals have been oppressed throughout, and Dalit, of course, oppressed. So I think it's salutary that he's made this announcement. Oh, he hasn't. Oh, what was he thinking about? Sorry. He hasn't made that announcement.
Yeah,
Deshastha Rigvedi giving up his seat for a trans Dalit Muslim judge.